The readings for Thursday, June 22nd. The epistle reading is from St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verses 22 through 27. For we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now. Not only that, but we also have the first fruits of the Spirit. Even we ourselves groan within ourselves, eagerly waiting for the adoption, the redemption of our body. For we were saved in this hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For why does one still hope for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance. Likewise, the Spirit also helps in our weaknesses. For we do not know what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit himself makes intercession for us, with groanings which cannot be uttered. Now he who searches the hearts knows that the mind of the Spirit is, what the mind of the Spirit is, because he makes intercession for the saints, according to the will of God. All right. Some footnotes from the Orthodox Study Bible. So for verse 24, hope is more than wishful thinking, more than optimism. It is settled confidence concerning things to come. This hope is so sure that we can patiently endure suffering in anticipation of Christ's kingdom. For verse 26, believers do not know how to pray effectively. The guidance of the Spirit in prayer aids in overcoming our weaknesses by teaching us how to pray and by interceding directly for us when our own prayers are inadequate. The Fathers identify 3 stages of prayer. Number 1, saying the words of prayers. Number 2, saying the words with meaning and concentration. And number 3, praying without the words, when one is so filled with the Holy Spirit that the human words become inadequate, the highest form of prayer. The Gospel reading is from the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verses 23 through 31. When they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For assuredly, I say to you, you will not have gone through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for a disciple that he be like his teacher, and a servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house of Beelzebub, how much more will they call those of his household? Therefore, do not fear them. For there is nothing covered that will not be revealed, and hidden that will not be known. Whatever I tell you in the dark, speak in the light. And what you hear in the ear, preach on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. But rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a copper coin? And not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Do not fear, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. All right, some footnotes now from the Orthodox Study Bible. For verse 23, persecution must not cause the disciple to quit, but simply to move forward in his mission. According to St. John Chrysostom, before the Son of Man comes is not a reference to the second coming, but merely means that before the disciples could visit all the cities in Palestine, Christ would rejoin them, thus more quickly ending the hostility they would encounter. For verse 26, the usage of the word them. It says, persecutors of the disciples. See verse 17. The phrase "do not fear" is repeated 3 times in verses 26, 28, and 31 to embolden the witness of the gospel in the face of adversity. Christian believers, then and today, must neither be intimidated by persecution nor fail in their mission to preach. For verse 28, that there is no need to fear the killing of the soul shows the immortality of the human soul, which is ours by grace. Fear him is a command to fear God. A lot of citations here, as noted in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10, Luke chapter 1, verse 50, and chapter 23, verse 40, Acts chapter 10, verse 2, Colossians chapter 3, verse 22, and 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 17. So let me start this again without the citations there. Fear him is a command to fear God, for only God has the power to judge the soul. Christians are instructed to resist the devil, as noted in James chapter 4, verse 7, but not to fear him. The word hell is literally Gehenna. In Jewish history, Gehenna, or the Valley of Hinnom, became the place of forbidden religious practices, as noted in 2 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 3, and Jeremiah chapter 39, verse 35. King Josiah put an end to these practices in 4 Kings chapter 23, verse 10. By Christ's time, the valley had become a garbage dump that smoldered ceaselessly. Because of these associations, Gehenna acquired the connotation of eternal punishment in the afterlife. All right, everybody. That is a wrap for today. Thank you all for tuning in, following along, whether this is your first day following along or 283, whatever, however many days we're up to now. Either way, I appreciate you listening along. This humble exercise of mine. We, of course, will be continuing tomorrow with Friday's readings. I just ask that, other than having a very pious and blessed day, that you all please pray for me, a sinner. It would be very appreciated. Thank you.